Here's a really cool use case for stale-while-revalidate. So has to do with headers for when your HTML, CSS, in my case, images, how long they are cached for when they need to be generated. So we are working on the Open Graph images, and the way we decided to do it, I know there's lots of different ways, but we literally just used a component and we're taking a screenshot of it. So we can use HTML, CSS, fonts, anything we want to. It's just a web page, right? And when somebody visits the URL for PNG, or more likely it's going to be like Twitter or Slack or Facebook, it goes to that URL and it just takes a screenshot. And then out the other end, we get a image that is generated, right? Now, that takes 8 seconds to generate. And that's sometimes fine. But if that's the first time that something like Slack is downloading it, 8 seconds is too long and you're going to see a little X on that. So what we've used here is I don't want to regenerate them all beforehand. I want to do it on demand, but I also don't want that 8 seconds. So what I've done here is I've given it a stale-while-revalidate header. And you say, at most B, in my case, I have it set to 1 second here. But basically, we could say, all right, this image will be good for an hour. And then if we have a typo in the name of the episode or we want to change something, then we don't have to run any cache clearing or delete generated images. We simply just generate them, kick them out the other end, and give a cache control. Then our CDN will know, okay, when somebody visits this URL, at most, right now, 1 second, it will be fresh. So if 100 people hit it within 1 second, it will just serve up the cached version of it. However, if you visit it after that 1 second, we say, all right, well, stale-while-revalidate, meaning you may serve the old stale version for up to 10 minutes while we work on generating the new version. So watch this. This episode 679. You'll see how the first time it's going to take about 10 seconds, 8 seconds to actually generate that thing. And that's fine. We can ping the shows on build so that they regenerate. And you'll see here, I put a little debug on here. It shows you the exact hours, minutes, and seconds that it's being generated. There we go. 15 second PM. Now, what happened there is when I visit it again, it's instant. And it still says 10:15. And the reason why is the browser says, oh, okay, well, it's not fresh. It's past the 1 second, but it's still within the time where you said it's fine to serve the stale version, within 10 minutes. But the server then kicked off another generation in the background, instantly served it up. It says, okay, I'll give you this for now, but I'm going to go make a new one in the back. Now, I waited 10 or so seconds. I'll give it a refresh. There we go. Boom. See how that was instant, but the timestamp changed on here? That's because that second time. So you're always kind of off by one. The person who visits the URL gets the person before them who kicked off the generation, and then they're kicking off generation for the next person that is going to be visiting. And that's kind of the best of both worlds, where you don't have to worry about having super long caches on these types of things because you can serve them one instantly, but in the background, kick off the process that will generate a new one. So that is pretty standard. This is just standard HTTP headers, and most browsers, and in my case, I'm using a CDN. So the CDN, by putting public in the front, will know to respect these cache control headers. Hopefully that's helpful.